Print on demand sounds like passive income, right?
Except that's not how it works. Platforms like Printful are constantly changing, retiring products, updating mockups, and the list can go on. If you're not staying up to date, you're falling behind on your products, on your store, and maybe getting some issues with your customers. And I experienced that just earlier this month because a lot of products Printful changed and I just couldn't keep up. I had some health issues and I also wanted to prepare some new products to update to 2025. Let me show you how you can keep up with your store and with your demands. If you're an owner of a starter business in POD, this is a very good tip for you. Printful is not a villain here or any other print provider you are working with. It's just how their business works. And you have to try to accommodate yourself after them because in the end, they are your print provider and they dictate a bit the game. Products get retired for all kinds of reasons. I don't know, maybe low sales, expensive cost, and people even complaining on communities for quality. And sometimes this is a reason why products get retired, and that's actually very good for our business. They do send notifications, however, you have to keep on checking your email. They have in the dashboard notification center that you always see this small icon here on top. And not just for the retirements, the mockups are the worst of the worst, at least for me, because the images, if you know you have to process for your Shopify store, for example, if you're using like I do, then you have to redo your mockups, you have to resize your images, then you have to upload it to your site, and there is another story for how you have to update your alt text for your images, the naming and all that, so you are SEO friendly for Google. And size charts, I didn't even get to that yet, and that's quite important because the sizes matter, right, for anybody that's trying your product. And this is a bit of a downside if you don't update it in time and someone is ordering based on your old product, like they just changed their all of our print products size charts. You should definitely update that. And this product here, you see, my favorite joggers, they're awesome. This product actually, it's super comfortable, and my partner, which is very tall, it's feeling so comfortable in them. I think he has them for over a year now with a set of a shirt, and it's just washing good. It's hanging on good on him. He's a skinny tall guy, and usually all the pants that we bought, they are like short, and these pants are actually amazing. But they removed the back pocket, so luckily I don't have images with a pocket, but I have to go in Shopify and modify in the product listing the description. So I'm gonna show you this. It's super easy in Shopify to do this. Luckily I use meta objects. Here is where it hurts. When you have a bestseller, which I'm not there yet, but I know in community some people complain of something that was retired recently. This is gonna hurt your bundles. For example, I have here a set, my midnight set. I really like this one. I didn't manage to try this product yet. There is some sport leggings. They were looking amazing. So this year I was trying to get into shape again, like every new year I promise that, or at least I try, like many other people. So on my list was in January to actually order, which luckily I didn't because they actually got retired. So you can see here they are retired. We had a notification 3 weeks ahead. I moved it out from my front page, and yeah, I think this worked very good with the sports long bra. And now I looked couple of weeks to see what can I replace my design on, but nothing looked like those. So I'm not sure the yoga pants, because it's too much design, is too much impact. Maybe some yoga shorts would look good. I couldn't decide, so I guess this set is just gonna be lost. So if a product disappears and is part of a set or a bundle, yeah, your whole listing falls apart. Now, imagine someone ordered that set or your bundle and you didn't notice it was a tire, or you just said, oh, I'm just gonna take care of this tomorrow. You are in trouble, my friend, because if they said on 30, this product is not available anymore, it will not available anymore. So it's possible also to keep in mind that they might sell or produce these products until they still have them in the warehouse, and once they are done, yeah, you cannot order anymore and you have to return your customers money. This is why it's important when they retire something, when the size chart is changing, when the mockups are becoming more accurate, because we had issues previously when, I don't remember which t-shirts had slightly different color and many customers complain. Well, you have to update those quite quickly. You have to be up on your store. So it's not really sleep. If you're not refreshing your listings, your customers will get outdated info. And trust me, they will notice, they will complain. And maybe you get some very bad reviews, and no one wants that, especially when you're start of the road. Oh, who loves horrible comments or bad marketing? It's really hard to recover from that when you were a startup. So why do I say this, and why do I keep on repeating myself? Because print on demand is not passive income. It's a flexible income, sure. You're renting someone else's supply chain, you're not owning it. And when they change the rules, your store either adapts or falls behind. And we know what that means, right? Think of it like tending a garden. You cannot plant seeds and walk away. You have to water, prune, and check for pests. Same thing here. The biggest risk? Broken trust. If a customer orders a product that no longer exists or arrives looking differently than expected, they don't blame Printful. They blame you. And once trust is gone, it's hard to win back. So how do we avoid this? Or how do we stay on top of it? Here is how I do it. I check notification weekly. Actually, I check every evening if something is new, but that's just me. Printful sends updates to your account and your email. I set a reminder to check every Friday to see if something's new, if something is updated, and I do that Saturday morning straight away. If it's something that's really urgent, but as I said, notifications are sent much earlier if they are retired or out of stock. It's not something they do from one day to another. Then I plan Saturday morning, I know I'm gonna update that, or I just wake up during the week earlier than everybody else in the house to be able to update before I have to do anything else. I update the products as fast as I can. If a product retires, or just one color is gone, or something is changing, make sure you archive that listing or just remove it completely, because this will affect your store. You're just gonna sell some ghost products basically. Back up some products. So if you have some good sellers or best sellers, how they are called, right? Then make sure you always have a backup. Can I get this from somewhere else? Do they have some other products I can replace with? Or maybe just reach out to your print provider and say if they plan to have a backup for this product. Because maybe if it's just a quality problem, they are looking already to send to this, because they do want to sell your products. If it's a bestseller, it makes no sense for them to lose money. And sometimes it happens because they have some issues with their providers. There's not all the items they have in-house now, because they merge with Printify. The things are even changing because they have all kinds of partners all over Europe. For example, we have some closer to Germany, and I am actually thrilled to look into Printify soon, because there was a bit of a tricky issues. I heard all kind of nightmare stories about Printify, but now maybe the quality is gonna get Printful's levels and I don't have to worry about that. Just for now, to be safe, because I'm a startup business and I'm just rolling on empty, how they call, I'm just gonna stick to the products I know. Refresh mockups and descriptions. As I mentioned earlier, there is always something that it's possible to change, which means that you really have to check and make sure your description is accurate. Especially nowadays with the GPSRs that change in Europe, you risk your product to be returned and even worse, to have some legal issues. Printful sometimes updates mockups and size charts, and this is something that you really have to take care of it straight away, especially with the GPSR we have right now in place for Europe. That's all on you. It's one of my least favorite tasks to do, actually. I'm guilty as charged because I don't like to do the alt text and thinking about updating. I have like a strategy right now, what has to follow, like a structure for the naming, but still it's some time and I don't have it really automated. If you have it like really double, you could have some SEO issues with this. At least this is what I notice. It's seen by Google like duplicate. I learned this the hard way. So I had an item that just disappeared from the store, and actually it was a very good one, and I just found out about it because a customer asked for it, and I'm like, okay, that's weird, and I just didn't realize this can happen so often. So that's why I check every evening, okay, do we have something out, and I put it on my list. I have a OneNote where I just add everything that has to be done for the incoming time. It's like a small bucket list that I pick an item and I update. I have a maintenance day for my shop, and then I try to do as much as I can in those hours I planned. And this is something that I encourage you also, because as I said, we don't sleep on the business, yeah? Or you don't sleep at work either. And finding that your item is gone from a customer, that's not a position you want to find yourself into, really. So I don't do anything glamorous. I just try to keep the pace, because you always want, as a product owner, to have some new things in, some new creative ways to add to your shop. Like, I don't know, I always like to change something at my page, or I want to change the designs or look into new products. So guilty as charged for being disorganized with this, because I still have so many products to update. And somehow when you plan to do this, it has to be on your time. It's not glamorous, but it's the difference between running a store and crossing your fingers. What's the conclusion? Well, print on demand, it's an awesome thing, but it's not set and forget. Definitely not. And whoever sells you that, think twice. And I felt also in this trap, because everybody's talking about passive income. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. So everything is flexible as long as you're flexible too, like in any relationship, like a family, like a friendship. So it's your business in print on demand or whatever you do. So what's your experience? Did you start print on demand? Are you just here to get some tips? Have you ever had a Printful product disappear that you really had it as a bestseller? Did you have an experience like I did, that I just added a product and it took me a while to design it and to prepare everything, and when it was actually live on my store, it was just retired? That also happened, yes. And you put a lot of work in a collection and then it's gone. Yep, it can happen. So be ready for anything. How did you handle it? That's even more cool to hear. And if you found this helpful, just check my other videos. There are also some gold nuggets out there. Or at least maybe you can get inspired by creating something for yourself. You don't have to sell print-on-demand products. It's really a way to create your unique style. If you like t-shirt with minimalist style, you can just do a beautiful embroidery. You can drop whatever nowadays with AI, a cute image for your children to play outside in. Yeah, if you're a coach or a teacher, create something for the children you work with. There are so many ways to use print on demand nowadays, and I think, at least for now, from my experience, printing was great for me. And thank you for watching my video. As always, stay sharp.